Hi, I'm Jodeen. Welcome to Hoodie Priestess Tarot. Today I'm going to do the spread that is for releasing and letting go. And this is going to be a video that is valuable to people who are practicing tarot and would like to learn how to do this spread. It's a 4-card spread that I adapted from Kate, the Daily Tarot Girl. I learned about it on her YouTube video. And I believe she said that she made this spread up herself. But the reason I say I adapted it is because I've added a card to it. I've added a card that just asks what it is that needs to be released. So I've taken it from a 4-card spread to a 5-card spread. Now, I'm going to be showing you pictures with the diagram of how the cards lay out, and then I will be showing you the questions that each card represents in the spread. So you can do what you like with that, take screenshots, or stop and take notes, however you want to handle that. And then right after that, the reading will begin. 0. What needs to be released? 1. What area of your life is affected? 2. What stops you from releasing? 3. What will help you move on? 4. What are the advantages of not releasing? Okay, so if you've been watching my videos, then you know that I've got this new deck, Phantomwise, and I've been doing a lot of readings lately to break it in. And if you haven't been watching my videos, then you definitely should. And if you have been watching my videos, but you're not subscribed, please do subscribe, because that will help this channel get around on YouTube. And also hitting the like button will help this channel too, because then YouTube will go ahead and promote it because it knows that people like it. Okay, so I'm going to do this spread on myself. This is the releasing and letting go spread. So we're doing the releasing and letting go spread. And the first thing we want to know is what needs to be released. And this is for Jodeen. What needs to be released for Jodeen, please? Thank you. What does Jodeen need to let go of? It's the 5 of Wands. Okay, so that's going to go right here. That's my card 0. Now the next card is number 1. And that card is going to answer the question, what area of my life is being affected? So now I'm asking, what area of my life, noisy cars on the street, what area of Jodeen's life is being affected by her not letting go? What area of my life is being affected? The Fool card. This is it. It's adding up to be an interesting reading. I can see that. And the next question, so for card number 2, is what stops me from moving on or releasing? What is stopping me from moving on or releasing? What is stopping Jodeen from releasing and moving on? Thank you. The 6 of Swords. And card number 3, what will help me move on? What will help me move on from this situation that I'm hanging on to? Thank you. the Four of Wands, and finally the last card, and I think this is the most interesting question. And I've done this reading for myself before. And for me, this question number 4 gave me the most profound answers. But it is, what are the advantages? What are the advantages for Jodeen of not letting go? What is she getting from not letting go and releasing? How does she benefit from that? Thank you. And that is the Four of Swords. And then move this where it can be seen very well. So just make a little adjustment here. Okay. Okay. So when I look at these cards laid out, the question is asked, what is it that I need to release? And when I look at this Five of Wands, I'm looking at it imagistically. So just from a picture as a part of a story, I feel like I need to not stay in groups of people where I feel like I don't fit in. And the other thing can be, don't stay in groups of people who are doing things that you don't feel like doing. You know, in this picture, they're having a party really, and they're hitting a piñata. But I mean, it could be any number of things. It could be work situations. You know, don't stay in places where you don't like to do what's going on there, or don't hang out with people who you're not comfortable with or who you feel like you don't fit in with. And then what area of my life is being affected? Well, if I would keep staying in places where I felt like I didn't fit in, or where people were doing what I didn't care to do, that would hinder me from going and doing new things, because the Fool card is the one who throws all caution to the wind and says, I'm going to do something new. I'm going on an adventure. I'm going to do whatever. I'm going to have fun. I'm going to try a new project. I'm going traveling. If I'm sticking to something or some group, then I'm not doing that. Okay. So don't make commitments to be places where you don't really care to be. What is stopping me from moving on? I don't think anything is stopping me, because what I have for the card in that position is the card of releasing and moving on. That's exactly what the Six of Swords is. It's leaving turbulent waters and going to peaceful waters. It's leaving a chaotic mind and finding yourself at peace. Okay, so what would help me to move on? The Four of Wands. The Four of Wands is the opposite of the Five of Wands. Now, all fives indicate change, right? So if you've been hanging around doing things that you don't really care to do, or that drain you, or being around people who make you feel yucky, I mean, we all get in situations like that. Then the Four of Wands is a card about being with your kindred spirits. It's about a celebration of community. So instead of hanging around with people who I'm just not that into, go spend time being with people who I am into being with. Okay, so the question then is, what will help you move on? What helps me move on is making a choice to be with people and doing activities that light me up. And what am I benefiting from? How am I benefiting if I don't let go? Well, in a way, I could cling to my old lone wolf self, because I am sort of an introvert. And that's not the meaning of this card, if you would look this card up in a book. But look at the picture. This person's very much at peace. They're very much on their own. Of course they're at peace. There's nobody to struggle with, right? That's one of the beautiful things of being an introvert. So the advantage of staying in situations like that is that I always have a reason to run off. I always have a reason to run off and say, oh, I'm just more comfortable if I stay by myself. But staying by yourself is not this, is it? And it's interesting that we have a Four of Wands and we have a Four of Swords, and those fours mean stability. But it can also mean stuckness, and it can also mean stubbornness, being set in our ways, not willing to change. But the 5 is a card of change. That's exactly what 5 is. 5 is the card that comes along and says, well, we've been doing this for a long time. It's time to change. Let's disrupt things. And doesn't that look like a disruption? Let's disrupt things so we can do something new. Okay, and something new would be not just going away and being an introvert, but actually finding a community that I'm very satisfied with. Now, I always like to look at the bottom of the deck, and what's at the bottom of the deck is the Devil. And what would that mean to me? To me, that means I am dealing with attachments in my life that I've either outgrown. I think that's what it is in my case right now. Now, the Devil can mean all sorts of things, but for this reading, for me right now, I think the Devil is representing attachments and behaviors and patterns in my life that I've outgrown. It's time to move on. It's time to move on. So that is my demonstration of the releasing and letting go spread that I have adapted from Kate, the Daily Tarot Girl. And I hope that you'll practice it. And if you have any comments, I would love to see them. All right. Thanks so much, everybody. Bye-bye.